Welcome back to the Buds in the Box podcast. I'm your host, Eric Fogarty, and I'm joined with my two co-hosts, Jude and Felly. How's it going, boys?
What's
How
up?
are you doing?
And today we're joined with a very special guest, Trav4Oilers. What's up?
How you doing, buddy? I'm doing well.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. All right. So I think I'll start with the first question. So you're from Manitoba, right?
Yes, sir. Winnipeg, born and raised.
Winnipeg. Okay. So is that like a big hockey town? It must be.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like to think it's a pretty big hockey town. I mean, it's like a pretty patriotic, like, Jets fan base, you know, on a Jets game day. Like, you go to the grocery store, you go to Walmart, you go to Tim Hortons, you go anywhere, like, people are rocking Jets jerseys. They got a Jets donut on Jets game days at Tim Hortons. Like, it's nuts. It's Jets mania. You'll be very lucky to find 10 people in the entire building on a Jets home game wearing the other sweater. Like, it's nuts. I'm probably one of the 10, though.
You're an Oilers fan, I guess.
I don't know. I got like favorite goalies. Like, I cheer for goalies, not for teams. Like I love the Jets because I like being around the Jets and like the arena. But you know, guys like Holtby, Dubnyk, Quickie, guys like that. So obviously, I'll cheer for those teams.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard it, but I was listening to something and they were talking about Winnipeg on game days, or even on like playoff game days where you can't walk around like downtown without seeing someone in a jersey.
So that's pretty accurate. That's probably underselling it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not like the Leaf games where everyone's wearing a suit.
Yeah, everyone's wearing a suit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but those last year, when they had those whiteout games, the Jets, those were crazy. Like the electricity.
I wasn't home last year for the Jets playoff run. I was here the year before because I was in BC last year. But the whiteout parties, they got the streets bumping. That they shut down one of the major streets right beside the arena for people to kind of congregate to and party. They shut it down probably from about 9 a.m. until probably like past midnight, whenever the game's done, and they got to clean up everything. But it's an insane atmosphere and environment. Downtown's just flooded with people because you're going from 13,000 in the barn to 30,000 outside of it. Like, it's crazy the amount of people they're flocking down there for a playoff game.
Jeez.
For sure.
So just to go further in depth in my question, so is it like literally everyone growing up plays hockey? Is that how you got into hockey?
Like how I got into hockey, or like everybody else?
Yeah.
Well,
I know. How did you?
Well, the way I got into hockey, so I was like 4 years old, and I remember my dad took me to this like community center, and he's just like, "Hey, we'll go for like a learn to skate. Like, well, we'll grab you a chair, we'll take you for a couple rips around the rink, and see if you like it." And I still remember that moment to this day. Like I cried and I kicked and I screamed and I hated it. And I was complaining the entire time, whining, like, when do I get to go home? But apparently I liked it because, I mean, here we are 20 years later and I haven't stopped since. So it wasn't that bad.
I kind of feel like that's everyone. I had like skating lessons when I was like 3, and then I stepped on the ice, hated it, fell on my face, got up, left. And then when I was 4, my parents put me on the ice in hockey equipment and never stopped. So like, I feel like a lot of people go through that, like not liking it and then ending up liking it. So
yeah. And how did the goalie thing come about? Did you just know that you wanted to play goalie?
No, actually, I remember my dad, he tried to get me to be a goalie when I was younger, like 7 or 8, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling it or whatever. And then when I was 9 years old, I was at a elementary school book fair. I remember a lot smaller than me, but still big. Walking up to the library where they had this like bookstore or this book fair going on, and I saw this like big poster like Mika Kiprusoff. This is like right after that Tampa Bay playoff run, and I saw it and I had this like moment of like, okay, that's it. That's what I got to do next. And so here we are 13 years later, almost 14 years later, and been a goalie ever since. So.
All right. So on that note of goaltending, right? I've been trying to stay fit, right, in this tough time. I know you've been doing a pretty good job, but so
Yeah.
have you worked with Maria Mountain, correct?
Correct.
So how did you find working with her? And like, she's trained multiple pro goalies, so I've gone off some of her workouts and just wanted to see like how someone who's personally worked one-on-one with her, how it went.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would use the term work very lightly. I mean, we spent probably like an hour together, just kind of. She basically like went over my workout program and suggested for how my trainer and I can like on a catering basis how to cater towards like what'll help with my body. Right, kind of like instead of catching a fish for me, teaching me how to fish so I can fish for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of setup, right? What I will say is it's a very simplistic approach to training. I found, and still to this day, it's been almost 5, I guess coming up on 5 months now since I saw her and since I worked with her. And I think some of the little teeny changes that she made to my training program and that my trainer has built off of have been game changing. And I think if you've watched any of the videos in the last 4 or 5 months, I think you'll notice the footwork's a lot sharper. There's a lot more balance in the creases. Things seem a lot more stable. And I think it's because of that. Like, I think that's the number one thing that's improved in my game is working on those control elements of controlling my body, which stem from the work with Maria. So in a roundabout way, I would say she is the biggest contributing factor to the changes I've made in my game and the opportunities I've been able to get myself in the last little bit. Here's a little sneak preview for you. I'll be playing hockey next year. Can't tell you where. My agent keeps telling me to shut the fuck up, and he's like, stop talking about it. But
oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for that, Trav. I'm excited. And then also, obviously, like you said, it starts with the off ice, and then you bring what you've learned in the off ice onto the on ice, which is huge. But speaking about on ice too, where do you say in your junior years was your worst memorable moment and your best memorable moment?
Can the whole thing be the worst memorable moment? I mean, if I had a dime for every time I gassed my junior A team or even a couple junior B teams, like, oh man, I'd be like a quarter error or a dime error, like I have a lot of money, right? Best moment I guess would be, I guess my last year as junior, I kind of made it my goal of I wanted to play college hockey and kind of continue on and go play somewhere. And ended up having a lot of adversity. It was actually a video I worked on the other day talking about. For when I got traded, I ended up sitting out 3 months to start the season because I ended up telling our GM and whatnot over the summer in Lundar after 2 years. I was like, listen, like we got 8 guys showing up to practice, 5 guys some night. We don't even have enough to run some 3-on-3. We don't have a goalie coach. We don't have any of these things in play. We skate 1 day a week. Like I want to play college hockey next year, or at least take a stab at it, and I'm not going to be able to do it with what you have in place here. So if you're not going to make some changes here, and I'm not asking for a lot, I'm asking for 1 extra practice a week and to hold some guys accountable to show up to practice, I'm out. I don't want to play for you no more. And so I ended up getting sacked for 3 months. So September, October, November, I sat on my ass, wasn't allowed to play, wasn't allowed to skate or anything. I went to Arborg's camp. True story though. I wasn't supposed to go there, but I went there anyway. And so finally, I guess they decided, hey, you know what, we'll train him. So he trained me for $500 cash, smoking deal, and threw up a 920 last year at junior B. A lot of people forget that. Everybody thinks I ran a 870 my entire life. There was 1 year where it wasn't an 870, and I got the college hockey opportunity. And I'm probably not making videos right now actively, and I'm probably not on this phone call with you if I don't crack, college roster at VIU. Because to be honest, I kind of lucked out with how things kind of shaped up. And if that didn't work out, I probably wasn't playing anywhere because everything else was like 30, 40 grand a year for school and like no real good offers anywhere else. So,
for sure.
Yeah, especially in the States, it's so expensive unless you're on scholarship.
Yeah, dog, I'm not spending $40K on school. Not a chance.
Exactly.
So many cooler things I could buy for that money.
New goalie gear.
A lot of it.
Sorry, I just wanted to get into the LA tryout video.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, obviously, like it was kind of like the video that just like put your YouTube channel over the edge and took you to the next spot. So, can you explain that experience for us?
Yeah, well, like honestly, I get sick and tired of that video. Like people talk about it all the time. Obviously, it's put up a decent amount of views, and it's kind of it really put my channel on the map. But like I can't even watch it anymore. Like I just get sick to my stomach watching it. The way it was produced, watching myself on ice, on film, I think everything top to bottom is just a train wreck. The absolute dumpster fire. But people liked it. And I applied for the Kings Emergency Goalie contest thing. I just did it as a joke and didn't think I would win anything. I think I put why should we pick you? It was like, oh, just give me a new sick Tinder profile pic or something like that. Just something to stand out or whatever. I'm still using that pic to this day actually, but ended up getting picked for the tryout. Thought it was a hoax. Thought it was kind of baloney. Ended up seeing a bunch of other people online posting that they had got accepted too. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I booked my plane ticket, an $800 round trip to LA, 2 hours of my flight. Absolutely stupid thing to do. I told my junior team that I was going to be gone for 3 or 4 days to go do this. Same with my college program, like schooling wise. And I go to the airport and I'm sitting at the gate about 50 minutes before I'm about to leave. And I just, at this moment, I'm like, what am I doing, man? Like, I just spent $800 on a round trip. And I'm being serious. Like, spent $800 on a round trip to go to a stupid skate where I'm going to skate for maybe half an hour with some beer league guys just to say I skated with the Kings. And I'm probably not even going to get a practice jersey because they're probably going to be cheap, which they were, but that's not the point. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm out $800. I can't get my money back for the plane ticket, whatever. I'm here. Might as well go. End up going. I thought the video would do okay. I thought the video might put up like 7, 8, maybe 10,000 views. I got like really lucky, like some momentum. And it did that probably like the first day that I had it up. But second day, I ended up checking my phone sometime in the afternoon and boom, 250,000 views. I was like, what is happening here? This video is just exploding online. The NHL posted it, the Kings posted it, it's on TSN, it's everywhere. I was kind of dumbfounded by it. Like I think I pocketed like 12,000 subs in like 3 days from YouTube from doing that. But at the end of the day, it was a move that I think made my YouTube channel, kind of made it what it is, and gave me an audience, a platform to kind of springboard off of.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean, I didn't think the video was that bad.
I hate it, man. I can't watch it. I'm never gonna watch it.
Yeah, but did you get with that the girl though, the interviewer?
Somebody was watching the Q&A from yesterday. No, she DM'd me after and she's like, hey, didn't realize that was going on YouTube. And then she messaged me again. Oh, I didn't realize the video was gonna blow up like this. If I would have known that, I probably would have done that to lose my job. And I don't think she got canned, but I was like, hey, you're in Calgary anytime soon again. Hit me up. Iced me. Never heard back from her. Still haven't heard back from her today. So still waiting on that.
Are you talking about the flight attendant or the news?
Oh, I was talking about the flight attendant. No, the Kings reporter. She posted about me twice, like just like a post for like a blog she wrote, and I DM'd her each time. I got iced every time.
Oh, that sucks.
That will make me feel like a piece of meat.
Felly, do you want to go with your question?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm just we're all kind of wondering what made you want to start YouTube? Like, was there a specific drive, or is it just for fun?
Kind of a fluke, to be honest, because like this started like 10 years ago-ish, maybe a little bit over 10 years ago. And it started with I wanted to make montages of goalies, my favorite NHL goalies, and I could never find anything on YouTube that I liked, so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna make my own. So I'll download my own clips, put my music that I like listening to, and I'll put it up on my computer so I have something to watch. And I made a bunch, and after a while, like this is we're talking like a 40 gigabyte hard drive computer, right? So there's not a lot of space on this thing, and I'm like, well, I'm running out of space. What am I gonna do? So I fired them up on YouTube, and after a while, people started watching them. People started asking for others, and I thought, okay, well, seems like it's a good idea. I'll keep doing this. And then I think I ended up pocketing about 8,000 subscribers, give or take, in about 3 years, in that ballpark. And then I just kind of woke up to myself one day and I was like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like I'm not proud of what I'm doing. I'm not making anything that I'm proud of or it's original. And I came up with this idea of like, how can I help people? And maybe I'll make like reviews. Like all I see is these like corporate shills, Power Rep, Total Goalie Rep, all these like companies and like brand managers making their own reviews, which are really just product sales pitch videos. And I was like, man, like I want to see like is this any like the product any good? Like can this help it? There's things that I want to know that I know they'll never tell me. And I thought maybe that's a market I could exploit. And things started off slow. A couple hundred views of video. Things did not go very hot. And then I had an idea one day to introduce like on ice footage into the reviews to like actually like kind of make them more relatable. And then after a while, I thought it was like this on ice footage is kind of making things tick. What if I just like put it up online? And then after that, I was like, what if I mic myself up, which turned into the junior hockey blog. And that really took off for a bit. Those are smart videos I can't watch to this day. So that went on for 2+ years, ish, give or take. LA thing happened right towards the tail end of that. And then I started getting this idea of like, okay, I've signed college, I've generated myself some decent opportunities, it seems like. Maybe I can like make some videos to kind of share this with people, because I think like what I'm doing is a similar boat that a lot of other people are in. Like you're just on the cusp, you're on the hump, on the fence, and you can't break through, but sometimes you do, kind of deal. So I started doing that. And then when shit kind of started hitting the fan at VIU, I started like really starting to like hate the game and started hating showing up at the rink and just hating hockey. And I thought to myself one day, I was like, well, it'd be kind of cool. Like if I'm getting shit kicked by life, why don't I just like film it? I was like, film it, I'll talk about it, and I'll put it on YouTube. That seems like a good idea, right? And so I guess the vlog started, shall we say, with the the drone stuff and the time lapses and all the real like nitty gritty GoPro stuff with all the crazy angles and breaking cameras. I got inspired by a lot by Casey Neistat and a lot of other people. I guess the whole concept is a Casey Neistat vlog with a hockey twist, with a real Canadian hockey twist, right? And that kind of evolved one thing to another. And I was like, well, I'm getting cut by teams. I'm getting told I suck by coaches. I'm scamming a lot of cool goalie coaches. Let's just throw it up online. Okay? So that's what I did for that spring and last summer. And then when I got gas from the University of Manitoba, and then I got gas from Columbus, because I stocked up a good amount of videos over the summer to kind of have a couple to post in the fall. And then I thought to myself, I was like, okay, so I got gas from university, can't cop in second semester unless you play second or first semester. So university's off the table for this year. Pro hockey wise, it's going to be hard to get an in somewhere because like I don't have a really good playing resume, and like the only in I had was in Columbus, right? And then we had a guy drop down from the SB and take my job, that's how pro hockey works, right? And so I thought, I was like, okay, well, if I can post videos regularly, keep up with this 3 times a week thing for the rest of the year, I should be able to monetize it and make enough money to make this my full-time job, and I can just train, work out, and skate for the next year, and really kind of dive in and put myself in a position to hopefully get back in the game. Because if I'm working a full-time job, like this would never happen, right? So for the past 9 months, all I've done is just skate, work out, train, work towards next year, and make videos of it. And that basically takes us from 10 years to this point in time where we are right now.
I got one more question to branch off kind of that. What did you what like adversity did you have to face with from chirps from your teammates, like, oh, look at this guy with the camera, or like stuff like that kind of thing?
I've always been of the mindset, like I've never really cared what people think. I've always been like a rule breaker and like a pencil pusher, in the sense of like, you tell me, hey, like that's not cool, you can't do that. You can basically guarantee I'm not going to do that because you told me not to. Right. So when, I remember a couple of times like my coach would tell me, hey, like stop bringing the cameras on the rink so much. Like it's a bit of a distraction. Well, you can guarantee it's going to be in the building every time I walk in for the rest of the year now. Right. Or, guys are like, guys are trying to trip you, they're trying to get the best deal. Well, okay, well, I'll set up 3 cameras so I can capture now, or stuff like that. Right. Like I've never really cared what other people think, because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I mean, as long as I'm putting stuff up online, like, you can think whatever you want. Like you're allowed to. If I'm sharing it for interpretation, right, for you to watch it. But I've never really put much weight into like what people say, for the most part. Like there's like a lot of like negativity out in the world. I think a lot of people are either upset or just a combination of a bunch of different emotions. But at the end of the day, I can try to read through what people have to say and try to discern like what has weight and what doesn't. Even sometimes from my own teammates, like I would say my 1 year at VIU was like the worst year of hockey I ever had in my life, because I felt like an outcast. I didn't feel like part of the team. I felt like, although like I didn't help my own case, I felt like making YouTube videos kind of put me out there in like not in a good light, right? Kind of like maybe not come across the best way. And so like I dealt with like a lot of shit, just coming to the rink every day, coming to work out every day, just all that kind of stuff. So you end up learning how to deal with all the negativity and everybody's opinions after a while.
Exactly. That's big in hockey, right? If it's from fans to opposing teams, just to those YouTube comments, it's everything. But on the note of like BIU, also, did you, or what would you classify as you like made it? So you've done all this for how how many years now, and you're like, okay, this is it. This is the point that I've got to. I have my education, or if that is where you want to go, or I'm playing semi-pro in Europe, something like that, pro in Europe, anywhere, semi-pro here. What would you classify as that?
I don't think that really exists, to be honest with you, because the whole college hockey thing, I kind of use the whole like going to school thing as an in to kind of keep playing hockey.
Yeah.
I've used YouTube as a way to keep playing hockey. I don't know, maybe I'm just scared of like not being able to play hockey and having to get like a real life and a real job. I think that's the thing, but I disagree. I think it's constantly evolving though. The goal of if you want to say like, I've made it, which I'm gonna have. I had a goal to play junior. I cracked junior. I had a goal to play college. I kind of made college. I'm trying to like reestablish that again. I'm trying to stick in the game and play games and kind of do something with my life, with my career that I think is great and can help other people. I don't think there really is a you made it moment. I think it's just continually hammering away at small term goals to add to the big picture. I know it's cliche, but like that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I had a question. What have you ever gotten into like a fight with another goalie or even like a player in your crease?
No, I've never gotten into a fight with a goalie before. I've tried. Every time I've gotten into a fight, it's ended up being with a player because I couldn't get a goalie to fight me. But both times I never got touched once. So that was nice.
I mean, you're not a small guy, right? You're no one's gonna score up with you. I don't think so.
You know what's funny? I don't think a lot of people realize that like it's like I film on like action cameras. I like GoPro and 360 all that stuff, and they're all like action cameras. They distort the image, so like the image is like stretched out like that. So like I don't look as tall or maybe as big as what I really am because everything's like stretched out. But then you see me in person, it's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Well, it's hard to fight in goalie equipment, is it not? Like you don't have the same movement as I feel like the player would have the upper hand.
Well, if you're smart and you follow my 5 hacks for goalie fight success, you would know that it's pretty easy to fight as a goalie.
Can we hear those?
5 tips. Number 1, take off your wrist straps right away. Don't even just take them off. If you get into the clutch with the guy, now you have the ability to swing your arm out of the chest protector arm, and now you have a full functioning free hand to swing over. That's number 1. Number 2 is the jersey tuck. You come in, you grab both sides of the jersey, pull in to one hand. And so now the guy is going to be ending up like that. And so he's like kind of like tight and stiff arms. So now you basically have a punching bag at your disposal. Another one is, I call this the dump. Basically, you grab the guy by the pant, like the leg of the pants, and then you kind of pull up and push forward to kind of like basically dump him. And that's if he's a big guy and no one can hit. That's more of a self-defense mechanism. But lots of techniques. I don't know. You just want to sandbag the guy as fast and as quickly as you can, kind of get in and out of there because goalie equipment, it's like it's not a really predictable environment, so you can get in and out in about 10, 15 seconds. That's probably ideal.
For sure.
All right, so that kind of like on that note, what would you say is the most memorable save, and then also just experience of your entire hockey career? So you can start off with either one, whichever pops in your head first, but something that you're just like, yeah, this.
I'm gonna go 2 for the price of 1 here. I'm gonna go most memorable moment is gonna be competing in a main camp in the Western Hockey League, Prince George Cougars. I feel like a team thing, but like I've never won anything. I'm barely making playoffs anywhere I play. So definitely don't like barely any playoff wins. So most memorable moment would probably be competing in a main camp in the Western League with guys who were signing the NHL and drafting the NHL. Might also be the 40 goose egg I put up in the playoffs in last year junior. That was a nice night. I would say favorite save, Prince George Cougars camp, up 1 goal late in the third on the power play. Guy pinches, loses the puck. Guy who was drafted, what's his name? Zach Pachero, I think. I don't know if he's still in the organization or not, but he comes in a breakaway, little juke jive, goes far, low glove, windmill, full split slat, and gave a little mustard and a dog for the fans. So all 15 people in attendance really enjoying that one.
15.
It was mostly parents. It was a pretty quiet barn. I think it held like 6,000 people, and there was like no souls in there.
Funny.
Anyone, Felly, do you have a question?
You kind of answered all the questions I had.
Yeah, Jude, you stole my most memorable moment question.
Sorry about that.
You got questions? Fire them away, boys. I'll answer almost any one of them.
How's your quarantining going?
Which quarantine?
Yeah, let's hear this, Trav.
Which quarantine?
Which quarantine? I don't know if that is.
Where are you right now? Are you in Manitoba or are you
Yeah,
out
I'm in
west?
Winnipeg right now, dog. Heading to Montreal on Tuesday, and then heading to Vancouver in 2 weeks after that. So
You're gonna go to Quebec. Isn't
yeah,
Quebec not letting anyone in or something? Not
they're
from
letting people in.
Ontario.
They're just like the epicenter of like coronavirus.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Montreal end of February, beginning of March, and with my agent. We went together, did a LaFayette factory tour, and like when we got back, like he went home to London. I went to Florida for 2 weeks, and he got the coronavirus right away. Like he was like right off the hop, he got it. I was with him the entire time, and he was telling me it was like the worst like 2 or 3 weeks of his life. But like I had like a couple sick days. Like I didn't really feel terrible. And like I usually like never get sick, so like I think I might have gotten it, but I mean who knows? It's probably not the worst time spread these days.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're immune now.
I guess we'll find out soon enough, right?
You can go wherever you want.
Well, I have one last question just to end it off. If no one else has any questions, so I mean, we kind of know what's next for you in your hockey world. Like you're trying to get into college hockey, and you're just feeling out which team wants to take you. But what's next? What do you think is next for your YouTube career?
Shutting it down, to be honest. Like honestly, the whole doing 3 videos a week for the last almost 9 months. It would be 10 months by the time I shut it down. I'm gonna shut it down probably end of June, beginning of July for a little bit. That's I also haven't announced that either. But the whole goal was to give myself an opportunity to get back in the game and to train, to better myself on the ice, better myself off the ice. Obviously, for it to be a collective package on the ice. And now that I cannot confirm whether I have or have not done that, like the goal has been accomplished. Like this was the goal, to make YouTube videos, to create myself an opportunity to get back in the game. And now that that's presented itself, I just want to focus on my game. I just want to put the cameras away and just focus on playing hockey, because I have missed playing games and being on a team like you wouldn't believe over the past 2 years. Even though I was on a team last year in VIU, like I never felt like I was a part of the team. Like last time I felt like I was a part of the team was in junior, and I would give almost anything to get that feeling back and get that game day feeling, that exciting feeling that you wake up in the morning, it's game day. Let's go for the pregame skate, or let's go for breakfast before we leave class to go to the rink to skate, or putting on that game day tie with a purpose, not for taking stats in the stands for the fourth line and how many shots they blocked and face-offs they won when we get blown out 9-1 at home. Anyway.
You think YouTube kind of helped open up more doors for you, hockey-wise?
It was game-changing. It was absolutely like life and game-changing. I think a lot of people want to focus on the negative of like, you're filling yourself all the time. No team wants that. And yeah, there's I'm not gonna lie to you. There's opportunities that I've cost myself, and there are opportunities that have gotten away from filming, because I would say you have a lot of old school coaches who are like, nope, this is not gonna fly. I don't care what you say, and I'm gonna absolutely bury you for thinking otherwise, which is fine. Like they're entitled to do that. They're the coach. I'm the player for a reason, right? But I think it's created me so many opportunities working with different goalie coaches, Marine Mountain, Steve McKeegan, working with Pascal Vallona in Vancouver in 3 weeks with Team Canada with World Junior goalie coach. Like all these guys that are world-class goalie coaches and respected minds of the game have passed knowledge down to me to implement in my game and make myself a smarter athlete, and to get myself back in the game and to get myself opportunities, which like I said, was the goal. And I don't, none of this can happen without YouTube. Like none of it would happen because I wouldn't be making money off my skates and my workouts. I'd have to work a full-time job, which would take up a lot of my money. I wouldn't have the energy or the time, or probably even close to the money, to be able to continue doing what I want to do. Like this was a crossroads of, you do the YouTube and you kind of keep going towards the game, or you pack it in and start life. And that was never an option. Like at no point in time as I'm going to quit, I'm going to pack it in, and I'm going to get a life and forget about hockey ever crossed my mind. I mean, a lot of people probably don't believe me when I say that, but like I've never had a quitter's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's
But
definitely a mentality
on that note, where did you where did you find these legendary chirps, Trav? When you in your junior days, where did those come from? Those were something. Those were nowhere near textbook, and they were just best chirps in the show for sure.
Honestly, man, it like, how do I say this? I don't put those in the video anymore, or the videos anymore. I won't confirm whether they happen or not anymore, but they don't make the film by that much. It's honestly a heat of the moment thing. Like, you got to be creative and you got to be witty. You got to be willing to just. It doesn't really have to make sense. It just has to bump them and get somebody thinking about it. As long as you're living rent free in their head, it doesn't matter if it's stupid about it. Hey, like, I don't think you sharpen your pencils today at school. I think I checked that if I was you, or you want to get personal and bug them with their family life or their girlfriend. Like, as long as you're getting in their head, it doesn't really matter. Like, that's the name of the game. Rent free.
Yeah. The Leonard Skinner one, Trav. That was. That was hilarious.
Right.
Well, any more questions? Any more questions, boys?
I think that
No,
wraps up for me.
I mean, you were saying for your YouTube channel at the beginning, you were just getting a couple hundred views, and then that being said, like for us, we like started just like last week, on YouTube, and obviously we're trying to do something here. What kind of tip would you give? Or what do you think gave you a bit of an upper hand on like other YouTube channels?
If I'm being honest, I think it's a combination of things. I think it's consistency. Like, I think everybody, like, I'll tell you, man, like, the amount of people I've seen come and go, and the amount of people that I've seen that had ideas for creating YouTube videos or creating stuff on Instagram or whatever the case may be, like over like the last 10 years, that either started it, got a little success, and didn't want to do it anymore, is insane. Like the roster is always changing, I feel like, and I think it's because people are creative enough, they're not passionate enough, and they don't do it with a purpose. Like, I mean, maybe it's different because, like, I've always brought like a worker's mentality to it of like, I need to work to create this. This isn't just like a hobby, right? I think it comes down to being yourself as well. Like, at the end of the day, I would describe myself as like unforgivably myself. Like, I would rather have 100 people in the comments hating me for who I am and despising everything that I stand for because I am who I am, or I am what I am, versus thousands of people flooding in to, stroke you off and tell you that you're the greatest thing ever when you're just a corporate shill. Like, at the end of it, like, I just want to be myself. It should be natural, not feel natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That, I would say, just be natural, be organic, be kind of a little bit spontaneous, maybe a little bit impulsive at times, maybe not too much. Sometimes it gets you in hot water. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything, but be yourself, be consistent at it, and just keep hammering the nail on the head, and eventually you end up. It just takes one or two really good ideas, or for someone to take off. All you do is find it.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. That was good advice. So I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Trav.
Yeah, thank you all, Trav.
I'm going to take a nap, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
All right, we'll end it there. Thank you guys for listening to the Buds in the Box podcast, and we'll see you next time. Bye.